In today's My Carolina Today legal advice, when parents separate or get divorced, oftentimes grandparents are caught right in the middle of it all. Joining us from Gaylor, Wallace & Hunt are Stephanie Gibbs and Stephanie Jenkins. Thanks so much for being here, ladies.
Thanks for having us. You're welcome.
This must be such a difficult thing oftentimes, depending on the custodial rights of parents. How does one get started if you're a grandparent and your children are going to be, or your son or daughter and in-law are getting divorced? What are some things to think about?
Well, the first thing to do is to consider the relationship. Obviously, you don't want to go to court if you don't have to go to court, but if you have a feeling that your visitation rights, your relationship with your grandchild might be cut off by the other parent, by the in-law parent, you might want to consider what they call intervening in a case.
And there is, in North Carolina, actual steps that grandparents can take legally.
Yes, there are 4 statutes that cover grandparent visitation and custodial rights. I'll focus on one today. Under the law, a grandparent can intervene in a pending custody case. And what that means is if there is a case that is going before the court to determine the custody of a child, a grandparent can become a party to the case and ask the court, please ensure that I will be able to visit with this child, see this child, no matter what happens between these parents. In a way, it's insurance for a grandparent that they can maintain that relationship moving forward.
Now, would that grandparent get his or her own attorney to ensure that they get proper representation, or do they just appeal directly to the judge?
Well, any party can represent himself or herself, what they call pro se. However, it's a somewhat complicated process to intervene in a case, and if your attorney could probably handle it for you.
Because a lot of times grandparents are caregivers as well. As we know in our society today with dual working families, a lot of grandmas and grandpas for that matter are the primary caregivers during the day. Does that get even stickier?
Well, that would help a grandparent's case because
they're so integral.
Absolutely. They have what the courts might call a substantial relationship. That's one of the statutory requirements that a court must consider in determining whether it would be in a child's best interest that a grandparent be allowed to intervene and see the child, have independent grandparent visitation, regardless of the custodial schedule and the visitation schedule that is eventually worked out between the parents. The court, if a grandparent intervenes, is allowed to intervene, must consider whether or not it would be in the child's best interest that that grandparent have separate time with the child.
Sure, individual time.
Absolutely.
Okay, ladies, thank you so much. Great information.
You're welcome.
All of this is available on our website at mycarolinatoday.com. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Shannon.